Virgo, hello. Thank you so much for joining me in this extended reading. For those of you who are new to Patreon, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And for those of you who are returning patrons, thank you for continuing to support my work. So, okay, right, quick recap. I'm just like raring to go. Essentially, Virgo, you're shifting into a completely new adventure. And I think it's something you've been planning for, even maybe unconsciously, but you have been planning for it for a while. And now in July, you are moving out of the planning phase into the doing phase. You are actually getting the ball rolling. You're building this thing. You're getting your hands dirty. You are putting the actual things you've been planning, you're putting them in place. Like you're starting to lay the first stones on whatever this is. I think it is expanding you from a much more solo energy where you're used to being alone and doing your own thing, working alone maybe. This is expanding you into collaboration, because I felt that the strongest point is a trifecta, you know, like there's something about collaborating with others in the number 3. Remember in the beginning I felt with the web that you're weaving that there are 3 anchor points. The 3 anchor points seems to be the thing, but it's like, it can be hard for a Virgo sometimes to expand out of the 1, because it's like, no, I just trust myself and I don't trust other people. I am my anchor point, nobody else. But it's like, actually the strongest shape is a triangle. Okay, so there's something about moving into the actual doing phase as opposed to the planning phase, which can be a big leap to take, okay? It's like be scared and do it anyway kind of a thing. And also expanding your network at the same time. And that expanding of your network is also creating a strong safety net for you, because I felt the strong anchor points. The other card that is here to know about is the Hierophant, which was speaking to me of a little bit of like fears around like, oh, well, this new adventure that I'm feeling called to is a little too wild. Like that's a little too risky, or it's a little too wild. I shouldn't do that. I should stick with what's normal. I should stick with what's prescribed. I should stick with doing what I've been told to do. And it's like, that is not the energy of the Fool. That is not what the Fool does. The Fool feels what's right for them in their gut and makes a huge move, takes a big risk, takes a massive leap of faith, and jumps off the cliff into a new adventure. This is a similar energy that I felt for you last month, is the energy of like, say yes to a new adventure if it comes your way. I think that now is the time where like it might actually be happening, and maybe quite quickly, because the Knight of Swords is here as well. So here we go, Virgo. Let's start with the Illuminated Earth Oracle, actually, and I want to get a little bit of a better idea of what this is about for you. What is this reading about for Virgo in July? What is this shift for Virgo in July? Okay, it's certainly something emotional. We have water energy here showing this flood, the ocean, and something, again, the sun's shining on the horizon. There's like a rainbow on the horizon, maybe the rainbow after the flood. Let's see what else. Whoop. Too many cards. What is this about for Virgo in July? Connection. Okay, we got a lot of cards. Yeah. Okay, give me a second. I gotta get the one that fell on the phone. Okay. Connection. So whatever this is, Virgo, it is driven by something higher than you, cosmos. The larger energies at play here that are guiding you along the way. It could be talking about something destined. It could be something that is like part of the larger plan for you, okay? That energy is here, that energy of the higher power at work. And then we have Water, erosion, and connection. And I get with the water and the erosion energy, well, first of all, water at the center and connection, this could be something incredibly emotional for you. This could be about connection, especially since I felt the shift from like solo energy into more like collaborating with others and coming together with others to build something. So connection is definitely here. But this could also be, it's interesting, like the imagery, because I'm noticing the desert, from the desert to the mountains. That's interesting. From the desert to the mountains, from erosion to connection. And the key, the difference between the two is water, actually. It's hydration. Whereas like the desert has no water and or like every time it rains, which is pretty seldom, the landscape, because it's sand or clay, erodes significantly. We're moving to a more robust landscape where water is part of the climate. That's interesting. I mean, that could be a whole emotional metaphor for you, Virgo. It's like moving from a place where you're so dried out, maybe from being alone so much, that every time emotional energy comes your way, it like wipes you completely out, you know, like it like eats away at you, takes years off your life, to a place of more regular connectedness with others and connection with others, where like that kind of emotional hydration and is like part of the ecosystem, more a part of the ecosystem. That's really interesting. But there's something about the land you are currently standing on is like maybe eroding beneath you. It's like kind of a time to go energy, and maybe it's like a shift from the desert into the mountains, or like just because there's such a strong change in landscape, and that change, it seems that is quite an emotional shift, an emotional shift to make. Wow, interesting. But again, guided by something much higher. Virgo. Okay, let's get into the Aquarian Tarot. I'm gonna start by asking about the Three of Wands. This is the future planning phase that you are shifting out of. Why is Virgo shifting out of the Three of Wands in July? Judgment and the Priestess. Yeah, because it's like whatever you were maybe waiting on has been shown to you, or is being shown to you in the month of July. It's like the veil has been pulled back to reveal your destiny. Interesting that the mountains in the background with a home. See that? There's like a house in the mountains in the background. It's like the curtain has been pulled back to reveal to you where it is you need to go, or what it is you need to do, which is, you know, and it's like the trumpet sound, which speaks to me of like an awakening. The time is now. This is no longer, the Priestess rules the underworld, and this is a card of Pluto. This is no longer a secret that has been concealed from you in the underworld. The trumpets are sounding, and this is now coming to light. It is now coming to the surface. And you know, we're in eclipse season. Things come to light big time in eclipse season, when, you know, the moon and the sun do their dance and the light shifts, everything is revealed. Okay, so we have that here, some big revelation that is something, you know, with the Priestess, again, that spider energy, right? The Priestess is something you've probably felt for a long time. It may be something you had a psychic inkling about, but you couldn't see how it was all going to actually happen. And now the curtain is being pulled back. You can see more long term, right? That's the energy of the Three of Wands, looking out into the future. You can see the larger plan a bit now. And it's time for that awakening. It's like the trumpets are sounding to say the time is now. I am gonna ask about the Hermit and the Hierophant, but I want to move on to the Fool, because that's like the announcement. What is This is the announcement of the new adventure. So what is this new adventure, the Fool and Three of Coins, that you are beginning to build and beginning to work towards? What is the Fool? Why is the Fool here for Virgo in July? Ace of Swords, the clarity. First of all, Ace and the Fool. The Fool is like the ace of the major arcana. It's a new beginning. Here's the revelation, the clarity in understanding. Swords rule the mind and communication. This is the mental clarity and the mental revelation that I think you've been waiting for, to see clearly what it is that you need to do. It's your truth, you know, that moves you towards a new beginning. I'm getting the image of pulling the sword from the stone. That's interesting. Doing the impossible. And it's like when Arthur pulled the sword from the stone, little did he know that that was going to not only change the course of history, but like change, you know, like change the court, like mythologically speaking. That magical moment of him pulling that changed the course of his destiny. But that was his destiny to do that, which is like part of the cosmos energy I'm feeling. Before I keep pulling cards on that, something that I'm noticing in the other part of this reading, I mentioned about how like the Hierophant is sort of coming in with should energy. Well, you should do this. And like, you're not being practical. And that's not realistic, like that kind of voice. And I'm actually seeing that as the demon that's like coming up, and that's what you're slaying. You're like, no, don't talk to me like that. Pew. Almost a sneeze. Okay. So whether that's like naysayers in your life, or like, again, authority figures in your life telling you, no, you can't really do that, or that doesn't make any sense, or that's too risky, or whether it's like that voice inside that lives inside of you and talks to you that way, I'm seeing you as like slaying that crap. Okay, why else is the Fool here? What is this new adventure that you're building? The Fool and the Three of Coins for Virgo in July. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, exactly. Laying the first stone. Page of Pentacles, the pages are messengers. It's like, this is, you're getting the message that it's time to build this, because I'm feeling the Fool as this drumbeat, right? This like boom, 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 boom. You can hear, you can feel the energy is beginning to pick up, and that it is now time to get your hands dirty. You know, the Page of Pentacles, I often see that as like a good metaphor for that is someone who is learning how to mold clay for the first time. And it's like the Page of Pentacles is the student, the first time the student puts their hand on the potter's wheel, you know, to actually make something concrete that they've been dreaming of doing. That's this moment for you, I think, Virgo. It's like you've got the clarity that you need to finally put your hand to the wheel, to finally get your hands dirty and start doing this, to actually lay the first stone on your plans. It's really exciting new beginning energy. So let's ask about the Hermit and the Hierophant. Why are they here? Why is the Hermit and the Hierophant here for Virgo in July? Five of Wands. Yeah, because it's a lot of different voices. I'm actually getting this as like a lot of different voices speaking to you. Like, well, it's better that you work alone, or no, you can't do that because that's just a crazy risk, or like, hey, you need a stable job, like whatever all of these little voices are that are talking to you. And then here you are looking up at something higher. It's like, you can't be listening to all of these different voices, whether they're coming from outside of you or coming from within you. There's a need to kind of cut through the chaos and cut through the confusion and like keep your eye on the future goal. Anything else to say about the Hermit and the Hierophant for Virgo in July? Yeah, exactly. Because like listening to all these voices keeps you in indecision. It keeps you like constantly weighing your options instead of being decisive, which is the Knight of Swords. I think that's part of your guidance here, is to like just confidently go forward. Confidently be like, nope, slay, slay, slay. And it's like, this is the shit that you need to be slaying. Excuse my French. You need to be slaying things that keep you in indecisive, confusion, intense emotional roller coaster mode. You know, like look at the tossing and turning seas and like the weighing up of options, and it's difficult, you know, it's like the directive here is, rather than staying in this place of indecision and confusion and listening to lots of different voices and constantly weighing up your options, right? That's more of the planning phase. That's more of the planning phase, and July is trying to move you into the doing phase. And in order to do that, you do have to eventually pick one, you know, and that's what the Page of Pentacles has done. They have picked one and committed and gone to it for it. You know, it's like, all right, I'm just going to choose this and go for it and see what happens. That's the energy here. So again, like, don't let those voices of like authority or like fears of moving away from what is familiar to you keep you in the planning phase too long, because it is definitely time to roll up your sleeves. And I feel an urgency around it with the Knight of Swords. So let's ask about that. Why is the Knight of Swords this fast moving energy here for Virgo in July? Nice. Six of Cups. I'm gonna get some more information before I talk about that. Why is the Knight of Swords here for Virgo in July? Exactly. Nine of Swords reverse, like cut through the worry, fears, anxiety, because it's like, stop this. One more. Why is the Knight of Swords here for Virgo in July? Yeah, great. The Devil. Slay the demons, like quite literally slaying. This is slaying your demons here and getting back to, it could honestly just be as simple, because sometimes the Six of Cups talks about the past. It could just be like slaying demons from slaying your past demons, like things that, you know, we are in Mercury retrograde in July, and things do kind of come back to haunt us sometimes, you know, old stuff from the past, because the Six of Cups talks about past energy rearing up and bringing that old anxiety with it. And it's like that anxiety keeps you tethered, because look at the Devil. It's like the Devil has these folks in chains, has them bound. Interesting. Capricorn, full moon, eclipse on July 5th, just saying. And here comes the Knight of Swords being like, no, Devil. No worries, fears, anxieties. Like, hello, past energy. I see you for what you are. I understand the root of this is somewhere in my past, maybe even in my childhood. And like, okay, I get it. I'm going to choose a new adventure anyway. Boom. Cool. Okay. Let's see. Postcards from the liminal space for Virgo in July. What's the advice for Virgo in July? Virgo. Okay. Second rainbow in your reading, just saying. Okay, it bodes really, really well. We've got this card talking about essentially the family or the community of your dreams. And boom, the rainbow. Here you are, all gathered around the campfire, feeling that sense of camaraderie, community, closeness, family. What did I say about extending your network, working with others, coming into harmony and anchor points with people that are aligned with your energy? And the rainbow, which is the promise of good things to come, the promise of miracles after the flood. Rainbows, rainbows, rainbows on the horizon, my friend. This is all moving you towards that energy. Coming together with the people in the places that you are meant to be with. That is the long game here. The end of the rainbow, right? Because again, the rainbow appears on the horizon, which is very like Three of Wands energy of looking into the future. I just saw 2112. Okay, this is all leading you towards something really wonderful. Let's get you, close your reading here with the Divine Doors deck. What are the doors opening for Virgo in July? Nice. First of all, this beautiful door here, and it says the art of life. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin. Let your love dance in sight. I think you've gotten this card before because this is about bold choices now. This is about living life out loud for others to see. No hiding in your hermit energy. Be bold. Full card. Take a leap of faith. Do something that you feel convinced to do, because the art of life, it's like if life is a piece of art, like you are the artist. If you approach life as if you are making art with it, sometimes you have to make bold strokes. You know, sometimes the boldest stroke starts an incredible painting. This card here. A note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. Hello, full card. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. There's that trifecta right there. Body, mind, soul. Coming into alignment when you are... It's so interesting. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. There's those anchor points. Seek different seasons. It's time to change things up. It is time to venture into the unknown. It's like the door is open and the drum is sounding. It is calling you to step through. And I love that we've got like family of dreams. We've got connection. It's good, babes. It's really, really good. All right, Virgo, don't be afraid. It's time to lay the first stone. Yay. Okay, Virgo, if you would like a personal reading from me, get in touch, unseenhandshealing.com. Check out what I got going on there. And don't forget, all patrons get 10% off. All right. Okay, my friends, happy July. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.